Hey, gang, 93.7 The Ticket, Lincoln, Nebraska, and UFC X provides opportunities for us to have conversations with folks that we absolutely want to bring to you. It's amazing to watch Nebraska talent on the international stage. And last night I called him Nebraska's finest. It's amazing to me. Let's bring in Drew Dober, Millard North's finest. Brother, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. I love being here and being a part of the Nebraska crew in Las Vegas. It doesn't get any better than this.
Right, like you imagine if I asked you 20 years ago, and I said to you, hey Drew, you're going to be at UFC X, you're going to be one of the top 15 fighters in the world, would you have believed me?
I would have. I would have. Yeah. I mean, I had a vision when I was a little kid. So, but I visioned myself being here, and it was just a matter of 20 years ago that I would be sitting here. I'm like, yeah, as expected.
When did you know that this was your path? This is how you were going to live your life?
I mean, as soon as I saw my first UFC fight, I was 13 years old when I found martial arts. I loved martial arts. And when I saw my first UFC fight, I was hooked.
Who was your first hero in the sport?
I think my first fight I watched was Jeremy Horn and Frank Shamrock.
Oh my
and Jeremy
goodness.
Horn being an Omaha guy.
Right?
Right?
It's amazing how the circle keeps
right?
working.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. To give super producer Rico some grief, right? As a matter of fact, Eric Strickland, they're both Bellevue West guys. They're both Bellevue West guys, so you get to give them grief a little bit. So through all of this journey, right, putting down other sports and then focusing, who was the coach, the teacher, the leader who got you on the path that you needed to be on to get here?
It'd be Aaron Cerrone at Mid-America Martial Arts. I mean, he was my head coach for a decade. And before I moved out to Colorado, he was the guy that bred me, shaped me, grew me, taught me everything I know, both mentality and then technique-wise. Aaron Cerrone at Mid-America Martial Arts, he was the guy.
What's the perfect? I've been asking folks throughout the course of the week, what is your thing that is on the Mount Rushmore of skills? The thing that makes you Drew effing Dober.
My chin and my left hand.
Literally his chin.
Literally my chin. I'm glad it also puts in that work in the octagon as well.
Right?
But yeah, I got the chin in the left hand, and I'm a walking Rocky story.
Bruh, it's amazing to watch. And then your recovery. So take me through. After fight, how long before you feel like you again?
About a week. I mean, I typically take 1 week off, always, regardless of how the fight goes.
Yeah.
But it takes about 7 days for all the bruising to go away, my body get back to normal. So yeah, I'd say after a week, I'm back in the gym.
Let's go through the lead up. So your training camp. So and again, this is Drew Dober walking around. And folks, it's barely human. Walking around as Drew Dober in your life. But then you have to get into work mode. When do you go into camp? How many weeks out? And then what's the process?
I mean, ideally, 8 weeks to notify me of when the fight is. But I try to stay in the gym 24/7. This is not only my job, but it's my hobby. And I lose my mind if I don't get a session in every once in a while. So really, we keep the ball moving, and then as soon as we get a fight offer, then we just move it faster, right? But 8 weeks is ideal. And then of course, weight cut, losing the weight, dieting, that's really the hard part.
What's your walk around weight, and then when do you need to be at that weight on fight?
Yeah, so I walk around at 185.
Bro!
Yeah, and I fight at 55. So that's 30 pounds every time we get a fight offer. We start hitting that diet. We try to show up as close to 170 as possible.
Yeah.
And then we dehydrate 15.
So walk us through the diet. Give us, because there are folks that are going to see this, going to hear this. What is the thing that helps you make weight?
Yeah, I mean, I just try to eat close to the earth, I say. Right? I kind of eat like a caveman. So it's always meat, veggies, fruit, But I would say, man, stop with that fast food, right, and start cooking your meals.
You see how he looked at me, yo? You see how he looked at me when he said, he looked at me, seriously, bruh, you can do better. You know, look, I put that athlete away a long time ago. Like, we had to do that. I greatly appreciate
I mean, it's good for me. As soon as my games are retired, like, I'm getting big.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of big, but we're getting big.
That was my fighting weight. Like, I was playing ball, graduating from high school. I was at about 165. My college coach said, I need you at 185. I went past that to 195, and then life as we know it, we kind of live. You talk about, I mean, all of what you talk about is discipline, focus, and then passion for it. But you have a new priority. You have a new focus. How do you handle Daddy Drew and Fighter Drew?
I mean, as of right now, we're still in the thick of it, and I mean, I'm still learning this new routine. As of now, I have to ask permission to train, and man, truthfully, it feels a lot like high school. Like, I have my late nights, I sleep in, and we try to get training in whenever it's available.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't have the answer for you quite yet. We're still learning. But it's definitely like the feelings I have and the motivation I have is something unique.
You're a new fighter now.
We're about to bring that into the octagon in the next one.
Yeah, you're a new fighter now. I'm gonna be kind. I just want to tell folks that Drew and I are working because we need to get him on air on a regular basis in Nebraska. They need to know more of you. They're hungering. They ask me about you, and I have to just tell them he's everything he seems to be. And that's rare. I have to say that in the fight game, not all the athletes can present and show up and care.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you always responding, always showing up, always bringing the vibe, bro.
Well, I mean, I appreciate you guys. And like the thing is, like your guys' love is what motivates me. Right? So like I show up because you guys are the reason I'm fighting. You know, just being able to talk, hang out, and then being a part of like everything. Even this UFC X.
Yeah.
Like it's just, man, just the love I get from everyone watching the sport is tremendous.
Well, Drew, I'm going to do the right thing and let you get to the people that are looking forward to you. But you have permission at any time and ever. You get 15 minutes and you want to chop it up, bro.
Dude.
Please do.
All right, then I'm throwing this on air first week of August. I'm in Nebraska, so
let's
get something going.
Let's get it, bro.
All right.
Love you to pieces.
All right, you're the man.
That's Drew Dober, everybody. More from UFC X when we come back.